Good morning, students. I welcome you all for the online class of business studies. After a long time of completion of examination, I will continue my chapter. That was a forms of business organization in which we were learning the partnership. And in the last class, we have learned the types of partners. And before that, we have already learned the partnership type of firms. Now we will be going to learn partnership deed as we already completed it, but once again I want to remind you the partnership deed, because in this way we will be able to revise many of the points of partnership firm. Partnership deed. In simple terms, partnership deed means an agreement which is made by an organization, by the peoples of the organization, that will tell them future what the agreement was there, what was the objective of the business. That agreement itself is known as partnership deed. It can be oral, it can be written, but the thing is that when it is written, it will be a proof for us what we have decided at the time of formation of partnership deed. So it must always, the partners must do, they have to try to have a written partnership deed instead of oral, because oral things can be changed any time, any moment by the human beings. So a partnership is a voluntary. What was a partnership? We will be having a short. A partnership is a voluntary association of people who come together for achieving common objectives. In order to enter into a partnership, a clear agreement with respect to the terms, conditions and all aspects concerning the partner is essential, so that there is no misunderstanding later among the partners. Such an agreement can be oral or written. Even though it is not essential to have a written agreement, it is advisable to have a written agreement. Has the constituents and evidence on the conditions agreed upon. I think up to this I have already explained what was a partnership. It is a common agreement. Voluntary association means freely the choice of the person that they want to do the business with the other peoples together, and that itself is considered as partnership. Two or more people joining together with a common objective to start a business. In order to enter a partnership, what was be made? Partnership deed must be made. It can be oral, it can be written. But what is suitable for us? A written agreement. The written agreement which specifies the terms and conditions that govern the partnership is known as partnership deed. The partnership deed generally includes the following aspects. The very first aspect is nature of firm. Second is nature of business and location of business. The third is duration of business. For how many time period has we learned the partnership type of firm? In that many types of firms we have learned. That is partnership at will, the fixed period partnership, particular partnership. So there were many times, so that we type must be mentioned. Investment made by each partner. What type of investment is made by different partners? How much investment will be done? That must be mentioned. Distribution of profit and losses. What ratio it will be, that must be mentioned. Duties and obligations of the each partner, what they have to do, that must be mentioned. Salaries and withdrawals of the partners. Terms governing admission, retirement and expulsion of a partner. Interest on capital and interest on drawing must be mentioned. Procedure for dissolution of the firm must be mentioned. Preparation of accounts and the auditing, how we will be managing it, that must be mentioned. Method of solving disputes, because two and more people are starting the business, though there can be chances of dispute, so that how it will be solved, what act must be mentioned, that will be mentioned in the partnership deed. Registration, as we learned in the beginning of this topic, that registration is not compulsion for a partnership type of firm, but many of the situation, this registration which is not a compulsion can be a big problem for the partnership firms. As some of the situation I can show you, that it is optional for a partnership firm to get registered. In case a firm does not get registered, it is deprived of many types of benefits. The very types of benefits are: a partner of an unregistered firm cannot file a suit against the firm or other partners if they do any type of fraud to them. The second thing is, the firm cannot file a suit against the third parties, and the firm cannot file a case against the partners. So in every situation, a partnership firm, when it not get registered, in many of the situation when there are cheat or fraud done by their own members or by other partners or by other company's partners or by other company, in any of the situation the company cannot file a case against the people, because there are unregistered firms. So there we can see that registration of firm is not compulsion, but the option is right for us. In view of these consequences, it is therefore advisable to get the firm registered. According to the Indian Partnership Act 1932, the partners may get the firm registered, and the registrar of firms of the state in which the firm is situated, the registration can be at the time of formation or at any time during which its existence, whenever the partner thinks it must be done. The procedure for getting a firm registered is as follows. This last line I want to make you clear. Like for example, a firm not got registered at the beginning or at the starting, but in between the partnership firm want to get registered, so they can do. There is a chance that they can do the registration whenever they think they have to do. The very first thing what they have to submit for the registration of the firm is submission of application in the prescribed form to the registrar of firm. The application should contain the following particulars. The very first thing what I have to submit is name of the firm. The second is location of the firm, where the headquarter of the firm will be there. That location must be mentioned in the registration form. The third is names of other places where the firms carries on business, that must be mentioned. The date when each partner joined the firm, that must be mentioned. Name and addresses of the partners must be mentioned. Duration of partnership firm must also be mentioned. Means duration here itself, we have learned many types of partnership firms were there. So their duration was mentioned. Partnership at will for a particular partnership. So that types must be mentioned so that the firm can get closure according to the situation. This application should be signed by all the partners before submission. Deposit of required fees with the registrar of firm must be done. The registrar, after approval, will make an entry in the register of the firms and will subsequently issue a certificate of society. The next topic which we will be going after this end of partnership firm, that is cooperative society. I hope the partnership topic is understandable by you. Now I can continue the topic, that is cooperative society. The word cooperative means working together with a common objective with others for a common purpose. So cooperative society is an association of people. Association means group of people who had formed this cooperative society with a common objective of service motive. Here the business is done not for earning profit, but with a mere understanding that nowadays many types of fraud, adulteration and many things is happening in the society. This businessman who come forward to highlight this businessman and other businessmen who are doing cheat to the customers will come forward and form an association of people. This association of people will sell the right quality of goods to the people at a reasonable rate, so that customers will not be getting humiliated or cheated by the businessman, and these businessmen can maintain the standard of the business. Has many other businessmen who are adopting the shortcut method and doing fraud and cheat to the society and the customers to get a fast profit, that will be stopped by the cooperative society. So that is cooperative society. So these need to protect their economic interests in the face of possible exploitation at the hands of middlemen, obeys with the desire to earn greater profit. As many of the middlemen, wholesaler, retailers are there who are putting high cost of the goods and they are just spoiling the quality of the goods. The cooperative society is compulsory required to be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. The process of setting up a cooperative society is simple, though enough, and at the most what is required is the consent of at least 10 adult person. For a cooperative society formation, only 10% requirement is there. More than that can be there, but at least 10 members must be there. Adult person must be there who can decide that they want to form a cooperative society. The capital of a cooperative society is raised from its member through issue of shares, same way as companies as the companies are formed. The society acquires a distinct legal identity after its registration. Yes, as they will get name and fame by its formation itself, because they are doing the business for the not for earning profit but for the safety of the peoples and safety for making the welfare of the peoples. Features. The characteristics of a cooperative society are listed below. Very first, voluntary membership. The membership of a cooperative society is voluntary, freely. A person is free to join a cooperative society and can also leave anytime as per his desire. There cannot be any compulsion for him to join or quit a society. Although procedurally a member is required to serve a notice before leaving the society, There is no compulsion to remain a member. Membership is open to all, irrespective of their religion, caste and gender. So that is the voluntary membership of the cooperative society, as there is a choice for the person that they want to become a member or they don't want to become a member. So that freedom is for the cooperative society. No force is there, no foundation is that they have to do the business. Legal status, second feature. Registration of a cooperative society is compulsory. This accords a separate identity to the society which is distinct from its members. The society can enter into contracts and hold property in its own name and sue and be sued by the others. As a result of being a separate legal entity, it is not affected by the entry or exit of its member. This particular topic states that they are having the legal rights because they are doing the business legally. So they are having the right that any type of wrong happening with them, they can file a case, and if anything wrong they are doing, they can also be sued by the peoples. So that state that it is having legal status. Third, limited liability. The liability of the members of a cooperative society is limited to the extent of the amount contributed by them as capital. This defines the maximum risk that a member can be asked to bear. Yes, definitely. Here, no compulsion is there for the risk and the capital formation. The liability of member of the cooperative society is limited to what extent they are bringing the capital. More than that, they don't have to do. There will be not they will not be having any type of risk related to their business. Toward their assets, what they are possessing, because their duties and their liability is up to the capital what they brought for the business, not more than that businessman can ask to them for the submission at the time of risk. Control. In a cooperative society, the power to take decision lies in the hands of an elected person, elective management committee. The right to vote gives the members a chance to choose the members who will constitute the managing committee, and this lends the cooperative society a democratic character. So here in the control, it states that in the cooperative society all the members are having the right to control over the business and take the decision and can vote for the right thing happening or wrong thing happening with them. It lies in the hands of an elected managing committee. The right to give a vote gives the members a chance to choose the member who will constitute the managing committee. Service motive. The last feature of cooperative society is service motive. The cooperative society, through its purpose, lays emphasis on the value of mutual help and welfare. Hence, this motive of service dominates its working. If any surplus is generated as a result of its operation, it is distributed among the members as dividend by its conformity with the bylaws of the society. So, cooperative society is having an objective that is provide services. More and more services are provided by cooperative society as they are formed for the service motive purpose only. So they will be stopping many illegal things happening with the peoples. Now comes the merits of cooperative society. See here students, has one topic is having its features, its meaning, same way it is will be also having its merits, advantages as well as demerits and disadvantages. We will be going to start learning the types merits of cooperative society. The cooperative society offers many benefits to its members. Some of the advantage of the cooperative form of organization are as follows. The very first is equality in voting status. The principle of one man, one vote governs the cooperative society, because here each and every member is having their rights to take the decision. Irrespective of the amount of capital contribution by a member, each member is entitled to equal voting rights. The second feature merit is limited liability. Yes, it is a merit because here the personal assets of the partners are safe. They have to contribute towards the liability of the business up to the share capital invested by them, not more than that. And no one can claim over their personal property. So liability of members of a cooperative society is limited to the extent of their capital contribution. Stable existence, then insolvency, insanity, bankruptcy of the members do not affect continuity of a cooperative society. A society therefore operates unaffected by any change in the membership firm. So there is a stable experience that bankruptcy, bank had declared that the business is not having cash, that bankruptcy and all the other things will not disturb the business as it will be having stable existence. The fourth merit is economy in operation. The members generally offers honorary to services to the society, has a focus is on elimination of middleman. Middleman means the wholesaler and retailer who unnecessarily join the channel of distribution and create many time a problem for both customer as well as for the businessman. As for businessman, what they create problem, they do adulteration, mix up of many other things in the product. They can do the black marketing by purchasing the whole lot of things at once, and later creating a situation of not having the supply and just hiring increasing the price of the goods. So that can be done by the middleman. That can be stopped by having cooperative society. The customer for producers themselves are members of the society, and hence the risk of bad debt is lower. Support from government. The cooperative society exemplifies the idea of democracy and hence finds support from the government in the form of low taxes, subsidies and low interest rates or loans. As government in many of the form help the cooperative society by providing the subsidies. Subsidy means a type of help financially or a type of goods, it can be there. So ease of formation. Yes, definitely cooperative society can be formed at any time with a mutual understanding of 10 people that they want to start the business for a particular purpose which is different from earning profit. Registration procedure is simple, involving a few legal formalities. Its formation is governed by the provision of Cooperative Society Act 1912. So that was the topic, merits of cooperative society, meaning of cooperative society. In the next class we will be continuing our chapter with limitation of cooperative society and types of cooperative society. Thank you.